Well, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since this past weekend. You've talked all year long about being a top 5 team in the conference and believing in that. I know there's still 2 more matches to go, but to be able to do what you guys did in Morgantown, how does the locker room feel? How do you guys feel going into this last 2 matches?
Yeah, I'd say it feels pretty good. I mean, these last 2 weekends have been pretty strong for us, and so just when we thought things weren't looking very good and our back was way against the wall, we bounced back and fought our way out of it. So I'm proud of them. I thought the weekend in West Virginia was really good. I mean, that's a strong team, and they fought us for everything, and so we had to play great volleyball to get 2 wins out there.
For both of you as well, I mean, I know you still have work this weekend, but the accomplishment to know where you're sitting in the 4th now in the conference standings going into this final weekend against Texas. What's it been like the last week, knowing what you guys have in front of you?
I think, going into a big weekend like this, a good weekend against West Virginia definitely gave us a lot of confidence and a boost going into it, but we know we have a lot of work, obviously, and just have to stay confident and, yeah.
Well, I think something that I was talking to Carrington about is a common theme for this team is that a lot of people count us out and then we always prove them wrong. In a match, we've done that a lot where we're down 2 sets and then we just reverse sweep. So I'm not surprised with what we did these past weekends, but I'm really proud of our team. I think I've watched the West Virginia games like 5 times. So I just can't believe it, and I just feel really good going into Texas with this momentum.
Coach, obviously a tough test in Texas this upcoming weekend. What exactly about them makes them so strong, and how are y'all preparing for that?
Yeah, the easy answer is everything. They really don't have a lot of weaknesses, if any. They've got great size, they're physical, they can score from any position, and far and away they're the best serving team we'll see all year. They really go after you in every rotation. So, you got to play well in all phases. They're just tough matchups physically in a lot of different places. So, so we've got to handle ourselves in terms of serve and pass. We've got to find a way to get the ball off the net a little bit on their side and not let them be so physical. And then we've got to generate offense as much as possible and not give away any possessions.
And then a big weekend as well, celebrating your seniors. Just what have they meant to your program over the years?
Yeah, a lot. I could talk about the seniors a lot, because they came in, back then we were still doing early recruiting. And so they all committed way early when we first got to Tech. We were still full on in a rebuild. And so they had a lot of faith in us that we were going to get things straightened out, and they were going to be a big part of that. And then, so to me, they've been this big bridge class between the end of our rebuild as we were flipping the program and then transitioning to a team that can be in the top half of the Big 12. And so they've learned how to win. They've learned how to be leaders. They've learned how to bounce back and handle setbacks and still have the right attitude and move forward. They've grown in every way possible. And I'm really proud of them, and I appreciate their faith in us and sticking it out.
And then Alex and Brooke, what are the emotions going into this final weekend here at home, and just I guess what's the mindset going forward?
It feels good to know that this may not be my last game. We haven't had a season where it's okay, we're on the fence. It's when we're practicing right now, we're practicing for more than just this weekend. And so that's something that, I haven't been sad that I'm a senior. I don't know. I'm ready to do more still. I'm not ready to be done yet.
Yeah, I agree with Alex. I think also just the last weekend in the USA, just cherishing all the little moments and taking it all in with everyone. But like Alex said, we're not done. We're not ready to be done, and I think that's something to be really excited about.
I think, Coach, you've seen a lot of growth from this team, as you said, but what's the biggest area that you want to see them continue to grow just in the next few weeks?
Oh, it's really just putting all the little things together and playing complete points. And, teams do a good job of trying to take us and make things sloppy or, just disrupt our rhythm. And so when those things happen, can we still be adaptable and problem solve on the fly and still generate offense? And, so there's still a lot of things that we're still working on. We're still training every day, but this is kind of what's on my mind the most.
They both spoke about it, but to know going into this weekend you have the potential of playing after the, I mean, what does that mean, especially for these two, that, you've gotten to this point and I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've been here for, right? It's it's one thing to say, yeah, we want to get to the top half of the conference, but once you do that, then you've opened up some doors to some bigger things. And so the Big 12 this year has been the #1 conference in the country. And that hasn't happened since I've been here. They've always been top 3. But as far as RPI goes, the Big 12 is #1 this year. We've had a great season. The conference has been brutally tough. And so for us to be where we're at right now and still be thinking about Selection Sunday and what could be waiting for us after that, that's a big deal. And to me, it's the end piece of the recruiting message when we first brought this group in. This was what we were really shooting for, and we felt like they were going to be talented enough to get us here. And they've done it. So, we just got to wait it out.
All right, last couple of questions. Feels weird with a microphone. Okay, so last year was obviously kind of just a weird year in general with COVID and everything, and I know obviously our team was hit pretty hard with that. So what has it been like to go from last year where like you never really had a set lineup, and this is really for both Brooke and Alex more than anybody, but like not being able to play in every game, not having a set lineup, and injuries on top of that, to having like a pretty healthy year and being able to play with like your full strength and seeing what this team can be?
I don't know. It feels weird. I mean, my freshman year, I wasn't playing a lot. My sophomore year, I got hurt when I did have the starting spot. Last year was crazy. So I feel like this is finally the year that I've been wanting. So I'm just so happy that it happened before it was too late. You know what I mean? And now that we do have like all the pieces together, it's good that we're like reaching our goals now. This is like, I don't know, it just feels good that this is our last year and this is what we get to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like we could finally take like a deep breath this year. We're not all like holding on to like what's gonna happen, And so, yeah, like I feel like this was a good year to have after last year. Like after all of the trouble, like now we're finally like making and like achieving these goals and like making things happen for us. So I think that's been really fun and exciting after last year.
And the final question, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Just eating. I don't know. I like eating a lot.
What's your favorite food?
I really like deviled eggs or the stuffing. That's really good.
I feel like mine is macaroni or ham. Like I'm a ham over turkey person, so.
Oh, definitely ham over turkey, for sure. But I'll take whatever I can get, yeah.